It is the Peak Signing Agents podcast with me, your host, Derek Van Otten, DVO, helping you be the best notary signing agent that you can be. On this episode, I wanted to share something that I felt is a little important to talk about because I've seen this posted a few times and I see a lot of notaries contact me about this. And it's about the discouragement from loved ones becoming notaries or becoming self-employed. And I wanted to talk about that a little bit because I get it. I totally get it. I've been an entrepreneur for 15 years. I would maybe beg to argue that I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. I think it's kind of something that maybe is instilled into you. And I wanted to talk about that a little bit. I remember my early days of entrepreneurship. And my mom reminded me of this. So you remember, as your kid, and I'm sure you asked your kids and you were asked as a child, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I don't really remember this a whole lot, but I remember my mom telling me that I would say I wanted to be a contractor. So I wanted to hire everyone to do the job. And I'd get all the money. I'm like, all right. But I remember in grade school, like early elementary, and I went to elementary school in the 80s. All right, just kind of dating myself a little bit. And it was very popular that the young girls were making friendship bracelets. And they would just say, pick two colors and they'll make a friendship bracelet and you can wear it and you can give it to a friend. And you remember friendship bracelets, right? They were super cute. And I remember hiring my little girlfriends to make friendship bracelets. I give them a couple colors. I go buy it from them and then I go resell it to my other friends and family that went to other schools. So I'd be wearing the friendship bracelet. Like, oh, that's so cool. Hey, yeah, would you like one? What colors would you like? All right, this is how much it cost. Let's just say I would charge them $5. So they give me $5 and they give me the two colors they want. I go back to my little girlfriend, my little friends in school and say, hey, can you make me a bracelet with these two colors? And here's $3. And I was making $2. And I was the middle person. And this was in grade school, right? I think entrepreneurship is kind of built into you sometimes. And I feel like it was built into me, entrepreneurship. And then I remembered, I just kind of followed along what everyone said. And, I got a job in high school at the same place my mom worked. And my mom worked there for 30-something years when she retired. She was there a long time, right? She was there for 30 years when she retired at this place. And I actually worked there for 10 years. And on the side, though, I was always trying to do little side hustles with friends and things like that, other little side business. I was always trying to do something extra. And, the path led me to where I am today, where I'm purely just an entrepreneur. But I remember when I had this job that I was talking about where I was there for 10 years. And I was looking to start working in finances on the side. And I remember so many people were discouraging me about it. And I was so confused. I remember I was telling people about it. Yeah, I'm going to start this and I might need an agency. Hey, would you want to work with me part-time as well? And people were snitching on me. Derek's trying to get us to work with him. And I'm like, this is a bad thing. I'm not trying to make you quit your job. This is for you to make a little extra money. I know I hear you complaining. Or I would just tell somebody yeah, I'm doing this a little extra on the side. Who knows? Maybe I might end up doing it in the future. But I just would share what I'm doing, and I was so surprised how many people would try to talk me down from it. But you're a manager and you make good money and you have a great position and a lot of people respect you. Why would you want to do that? I'm just wait a minute. I thought you guys are my friends. Why are you discouraging me? And I was talking to my mentor at the time, and he gave me the analogy of the crab in a pot. I might have talked about this on another episode. I can't remember. And I'll share it with you. And maybe you've heard this before or not. But have you ever seen crabs in a pot or in a basket? And when my mentor said this to me, I knew exactly what he meant, because growing up Filipino, we had crab a lot. Sorry, somebody's squealing their tires. If you heard that. Anyway, we had crab a lot. Growing up, I was growing up half Filipino. My mom would cook crab, so I knew exactly what he was talking about. And the analogy is, whenever the crabs are trying to escape the pot or the basket, whatever they're in, they're trying to escape it. But every time a crab is just about to get to the edge and get over, another crab would grab them with their pinchers and drag them back down. And my mentor told me this, and I said, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen this many times. Because that's what it's like in the business world. People try to get out of that basket, and other people are trying to bring them back down to their level. They don't like someone else getting to a higher level than them. And I get that. Right? If you see someone with the same background as you, from the same city as you, and you see them making it and excelling and getting to the peak of their careers, I can see, some jealousy sits in. I get that. Because it's a reminder that if they did it, that you could have done it, but maybe you didn't for whatever reason. And some people get jealous of that. But I always looked at it as inspiring. I always thought, if someone else could do it, guess what? I also can do it. That's how I always looked at it. If someone else could do it, then that means I can also do it. Why couldn't I? That was always my perception of it. And my mentor was telling me, he's like, that's what's happening, Derek. Is like, if you're trying to get out of that workplace, you're trying to get out of that job and find something better, they don't want you to do that, because then they think, well, maybe I should do it, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to take the risk. There's risk involved with starting a business, okay? And we all know that. We all know there's always risk involved. There's risk involved going full time. And so there was a post recently that I commented on, and I've actually commented on this subject many times with many posts, but it kind of weighed heavy on me a little bit, on my heart. So that's why I thought I'd share this with you. And that's what the person said. She's been working in the medical field for years, but she wants to be a signing agent. Something's calling her to do. I don't know what it is, right? Maybe she doesn't know what it is, but there's someone in her family that's kind of discouraging her, saying, hey, you shouldn't do that. You should just stick with what you're doing. Get that safe paycheck. So this was my response. And when I realized this, what I'm going to tell you, it really helped me out. And it was this. This is my response. I said, just know that family member that's telling you that's discouraging you from being a signing agent to sticking in the medical field, that person is coming from a place of love. And that's one thing I had to think of too. My own parents did not want me to be an entrepreneur. Right? They didn't like that idea because they saw that I was doing really well at my job. I had climbed towards the top of management. I had people that respected me and wanted to work for me. I made good money. But there was just something in me that was just like, I need to be an entrepreneur. I need to be my own business owner. I need to work for myself. It was just in me. I just couldn't not take the gamble on myself. I had to take the gamble on myself. I had to give myself a shot. I have to at least give DVO a shot at this. I've got to, if it's in me. I couldn't, that's what I told my mom. I was like, I couldn't imagine being on my deathbed and thinking, shoot, I never tried. I never really got to see my full potential in this life. I quit on myself too early. I gave up on my dreams too early. I didn't want to do that on my deathbed. I wanted to be on my deathbed and say, hey, you know what? At least I tried. At least I gave it a really good effort. At least I put 100% in. And maybe it wasn't in my deck of cards, but at least I tried. That's what I wanted on my deathbed. And as you maybe know from other episodes, I think about my death a lot. But it's so true. I didn't want to give up. I wanted to try. I knew I deserved a certain lifestyle. I knew I wasn't on this earth to just be average and ordinary. I just knew it. Something's inside of me telling me that's not me. And if you're listening to this podcast, I can tell you that's also not you, to be average and ordinary. You want to be exceptional. You want to be at the peak. That is why you are listening or watching this podcast. I truly believe that. And as I kept responding to this lady, I just said, hey, just remember, everyone that's telling you, that's maybe discouraging you, just remember, most likely is coming from a place of love. Now, could it be coming from a place of jealousy? Sure, it could be. And there's maybe a little bit of jealousy mixed in with that love. There might be. But if you just think of always the positive, that they're coming from a place of love. They want you to be safe. They want you to be secure. They want you to have that safe paycheck. They want you to have that steady lifestyle. That's where they're coming from. Just know that. That helps. I think that helps, just kind of knowing, oh, you know what? They might be discouraging me. Like I said, I was offended at first. I thought these are my friends. I thought these are my coworkers. I thought they would want to encourage me to go for my dreams. But no, they were discouraging me. And the best way I could do it, to wrap my head around it, was, hey, you know what? Maybe they're just looking out for me. Maybe they're coming from a place of love. They want me to be stable. They want me to have the steady paycheck. They want me to have the security of the job. But if you've ever been laid off, you know there is no security of a job. And as a manager, I laid people off. I hired people and fired people. I knew that jobs are temporary. Now, sure, do some people work at a career for many years? Yes, look at my mom. She worked there for 30 years and retired. She was happy. And she's got her pension and her 401k retirement and Social Security. And she watches my kids and she's happy. Hey, you know what? That's out there. That is out there. But that just wasn't in my life plan. It just wasn't. And maybe it's not in yours. That's why you're an entrepreneur. That's why you're self-employed as a notary signing agent. That's why you're listening to this podcast, probably. Because you're meant for something more. You're meant to do more. And it's not all about money. Sure, the money is great, and the money helps me have a good lifestyle. It also helps me have less stress in life. It also helps me give more. Going back to the statement that I responded, and I said, just remember, these people who are discouraging are coming from a place of love. They want you to have security. They want you to have stability. They do not know what it's like to fight for themselves in the business world. They've never done it, most likely. Or they've never had something passionate that they've been more passionate about. Did I have a passion of becoming a notary? No. I never grew up thinking, oh, I would love to be a notary one day, right? That was never in my dreams. It was never my passion, but I tried it out. I had a friend tell me about being a mobile notary. I Googled it. I YouTube videos. I found Mark Wills, saw his encouragement, saw his energy, and I said, yes, I like this. I'm interested. Let me try. I've started other businesses. It can be expensive getting into business. I didn't find being a notary signing agent too expensive of a business. I didn't find it too high of a risk because I could always sell my equipment. I went and did it. And I became passionate about it. That's what I think a lot of people miss. You hear that notion a lot. You hear that phrase a lot of, do something you're passionate about. You'll never work a day in your life. I can see that. I can also see people say, well, that's not true because anything you do long enough ends up feeling like a job anyway. I can see that too. But there was one quote I heard, and I don't remember who it was. I'm trying to think. But I thought it was really good. And it was like, don't focus on doing something you're passionate about, but find something you can become passionate about. And I found that being a notary signing agent. I've become passionate about it. I enjoy it. I enjoy driving in my mobile office, going to people's homes, not having a set schedule, setting my own schedule. There's no cap on how much I can make every paycheck. There's no one telling me this is how much you make every paycheck. This is how much you make every hour, no matter what. I don't have that. I get to choose how much money I make by saying yes or no to jobs. This is where I'm happy. I become passionate about it. I become so passionate about becoming a notary signing agent that I help others in my community, and I do a podcast for everyone to hear my opinions and tips on becoming a peak signing agent. Going back to my response, I said they're coming from a place of love. They most likely have never done anything themselves, taken a risk on themselves. And I said, do not ever let someone's opinion dictate your life. I'll repeat it again. Never let someone's opinion dictate your life. Can you imagine if I still worked at that place that I was at for 10 years, following my mom's footsteps? I'd be there 23 years. I'd be there at that job if I was still there. I'd be there 23 years. And I have a friend that's still there. We started around the same time. And we started off, if you remember a few episodes back, in maintenance. We were janitors at 16 years old. I was 16, he was 17. We weren't old enough to go work on the production lines, so we were janitors. We picked up garbage, and we vacuumed, and we swept and mopped and cleaned windows. That's what we did until we were 18 and we worked on the floor. At 19, I was a manager already. And then he became a manager maybe a year or two later. And we were co-managers together. And then I quit to pursue entrepreneurship. He's still there. I don't know his exact income, but I have an idea of what his income is because I knew, an idea of how much the higher managers were making. He is a higher manager now. I have an idea of what he's making. Not 100% though, but it's probably a half or a third of what I'm making now, which is what I'd be making if I let those people that I worked with, if I let their opinions dictate my future, I would not have the life I have today. I probably wouldn't have met my wife. It was because of one of my entrepreneurial endeavors. I met this lady who said, you should talk to my daughter, who's now my wife. But I met her in an office because of one of my businesses. Probably wouldn't have met my wife. My mom, she, what's it called? Facebook Messenger, but with video, right? She called me from the store. And I was like, why is she calling me on Facebook Messenger? So I answer it on video. So I'm talking to her on video, and she said, look who's here. And it was another co-manager that I worked with at my old job. And so we talked for a little bit, just briefly, just like, how you doing? How's life? What's going on? And she's like, what are you doing now? I said, well, I run a few businesses. And she was like, you were always like that. Like you were always, you always had that in you to run a business. Funny enough, she was one of the people that snitched on me that I was telling people that I was starting, a business. She was one of the people that snitched on me. Like, oh, Derek's telling people about it, and they had to talk to me about it. She's one of the people that snitched on me. It's okay, I didn't hold it against her. But I'm glad that I didn't listen to those people's opinions. This phone call happened just this week. And I haven't seen her since I quit that job. I quit that job, oh gosh, in 2006, I think. So, yeah, 20 years. 20 years I haven't seen her. But I didn't forget that she snitched on me. No, I don't hold it against her. I do not hold it against her. I don't have any ill will to anyone that tried to put me down, right? Because I kept saying it came from a loving place. But I cannot let other people's opinions, and you cannot let other people's opinions dictate your life. You need to follow your dreams. You need to chase your dreams, whatever it is. Maybe it's a notary signing agent. Maybe it's something else. I don't know. Maybe a notary signing agent is your first step in the door to becoming an entrepreneur. I don't know. That will lead to other endeavors. I've started many other financial business or other businesses. And each one of them was a learning experience it took to take me where I am today. You never know where this journey will take you. But keep fighting for your dreams. Keep fighting for your beliefs, whatever beliefs you have. Always fight for them. And you can take the criticism. Have open ears, sure. I listen to everyone's criticism. I listen to everyone's opinions. But I just said, I have to see it for myself, though. And I remember it was a higher manager at this job that told me, oh, I heard this about people that work in this field. And I just said, well, what do you have for me then? Do you have anything to offer to me? Because they're offering me something that looks very appealing. And I want to try it out. Do you have something else that you can offer to me? And he's like, well, no. I said, then let me try. Let me try. Those were my words. Let me try. But I didn't try half-assed, by the way. I gave it a good effort. I have failed in business. I have started businesses, and they have failed for many reasons. Some reasons were I did bad marketing. Some reasons were I just didn't like it. Some reasons were I just didn't find passion once I started. I liked the idea of it, didn't like the follow-through. Just nothing I was interested in. Whatever it is, but at least I tried. You have to give yourself a shot. If you're brand new and you're thinking, I want to try this, I want to start this, I'm very interested in it, great. Start it, try it, listen to this podcast. Get on a training course like the loan signing system, the NNA. Get in these courses, get on these Facebook groups, get on these forums, but really give it a good effort. Don't do a half-ass effort. Don't just do a little bit here and there. If you've been doing this for a while and you're not where you want to be, you're not where you think you'd be at this point. Maybe you've been a signing agent for 3 years and you're not where you thought you'd be at this point. You're not doing enough. This is a reminder to you, you're not doing enough. Really give it a try, because if you're a real entrepreneur, then you know what I'm saying is true. Okay? If you're like, oh, you have no idea, DVO. You don't know what I'm doing every day. You don't know how I'm going out there. I'm just telling you, you're probably not doing that good of a job at it. If you're a real entrepreneur, you're taking that to heart and saying, yep. When my mentor, Mark Wills of the Loan Signing System, when he tells me something, and he's like, I'm sorry to tell you this, but he breaks it down to me, don't apologize. Do not be soft with me. Do not apologize for being direct with me. Give it to me direct. I'm a true blue, right to my core entrepreneur. I want to hear feedback. I want to hear what I need to get better at. I need to hear what I need to improve on. I will listen. Do not apologize for being direct with me. Do not apologize for helping me. When I tell you you need to do better, I'm doing it from love. Because I don't want you to quit. I want you to succeed. I want you to become a peak signing agent. I believe you can do it. I know you can do it. You got me in your corner. I got your back. And I'll come out with another episode next week. Talk to you then.